What happens when a music icon gets tired of being spoken to like she's some clueless rookie by a talk show host who thinks she's the smartest person in the room? Well, you're about to witness one of the wildest moments ever seen on daytime TV. Chaka Khan, the queen of funk, absolutely shut down Joy Behar right there on the View stage, and the whole audience froze in shock. This wasn't just another celebrity interview that went off the rails. This was a full lesson in how to deal with disrespect using grace, confidence, and sharp precision. Before we dive into this unbelievable exchange, make sure you subscribe and tell me in the comments what you think about famous guests standing up for themselves. The tension was already in the air the moment Chaka stepped onto the View set. Anyone watching could feel something wasn't right from the start. Joy had that smirking expression she uses when she thinks she's about to outsmart someone, completely unaware that she was seconds away from facing someone she could not handle. The other hosts, Whoopi, Sarah, Sunny, and Alyssa A, seemed to sense that something uncomfortable was coming, but none of them could have imagined what was about to happen. Joy opened with what looked like a simple question, but if you know her style, you could hear the condescending tone dripping off every word. So, Chaka, you've been in the music world for, what, 50 years now? That must feel like forever in pop music years. Chaka, wearing a gorgeous purple outfit that demanded attention, stared directly at Joy with eyes that have scared executives for decades. Actually, Joy, I've been lucky to have a career that spans over 50 years. And unlike some folks on television, I've stayed relevant without tearing others down. The audience shifted uneasily. This wasn't the polite small talk they were used to. Chaka had just placed a serious warning on the table, and Joy A, being Joy A, was too full of pride to notice. Joy let out that fake laugh she uses when she knows she's been called out but tries to pretend she's still in control. Oh, aren't you spicy today? I'm just saying the music scene is so different now. Do young people even know who you are anymore? Whoopi tried to lighten the moment with a nervous chuckle. Come on, Joy, everybody knows Chaka Khan. But Chaka lifted her hand slightly, eyes never leaving Joy's. Let me stop you right there, Joy. Young people do know who I am. They sample my songs, they sing my music, and they show me more respect in 5 minutes than you've shown me in 30 seconds. But let me ask you something. When was the last time someone under 40 knew your name for anything other than you being loud and wrong on TV? The room went silent instantly. Sarah looked like she wanted to vanish, and Sunny's jaw dropped open. This was live TV at its harshest. Joy's face turned red as she tried desperately to get control back. Listen, I've been doing TV longer than most people have been alive. I think I know how to run an interview. Chaka leaned back calmly, looking like she was about to deliver a perfect performance. Oh, you think this is an interview? I thought this was you trying to boost your ego by downplaying my achievements. That's the difference between us, Joy. My art uplifts people. Your words tear them down. Joy seemed to be panicking now, realizing she was dealing with someone who had survived a lifetime of tougher personalities than her. I wasn't trying to belittle you, she said weakly. Chaka shook her head, eyes steady. But that is what you were doing. I've been in this business long enough to spot it immediately. She continued, you began by implying my career was practically ancient. Then you questioned if young people know me, and you spoke like you're some expert on music and culture. Newsflash, Joy A, you're not. The cameras caught every little reaction. The other hosts looked helpless. Whoopi made faces like she was watching a car crash she couldn't stop. Sarah seemed to pray for a commercial break. Joy's laugh wobbled as she tried again. Well, excuse me, I certainly didn't mean disrespect. Chaka wasn't buying it for a second. Oh, you meant it. You absolutely meant it, she said smoothly. You're just not used to people pushing back. Joy blinked rapidly, caught completely off guard. I think you're overreacting, she said, which made the studio gasp. Chaka lifted her eyebrows slowly, and everyone knew Joy had just crossed a line she should have stayed miles away from. Let me tell you what overreacting looks like. Chaka said. Overreacting would be me walking out right now and telling the world what you're really like behind the scenes. Overreacting would be me showing the receipts of how you treat guests when the cameras stop rolling. What I'm doing right now is giving you a chance to apologize and keep a little dignity. Joy's voice trembled as she tried again. I don't think I need to apologize for doing my job. Chaka replied instantly. Your job is to interview guests, not insult them. And since you want to talk about jobs, let's talk about mine. My job is making music that touches souls. Your job seems to be making people uncomfortable with your ignorance. I think one of us is better at our job than the other. The other hosts exchanged worried glances. Alyssa looked like she was studying Chaka's technique like it was a training course on surviving conflict. Joy was falling apart fast. I've been nothing but professional, she insisted. Chaka laughed a soft, dangerous laugh. Professional? Joy, if this is your version of professional, I'd hate to see what you call rude. In the last few minutes, you questioned my relevance, my impact, and practically implied my career belongs in a museum. Joy tried to shift gears. This is getting too heated. This was supposed to be about your new project. Chaka tilted her head, examining Joy like she was watching someone unravel. So you can insult me for 10 minutes. But now that I push back, suddenly you want to change the subject? No, honey. That's not how this works. Joy attempted to recover her authority. You're being overly sensitive. The room reacted instantly. Whoopi's eyes widened. Sarah gasped out loud. Sunny covered her forehead like she couldn't believe what she heard. Chaka Khan, who fought through decades of racism, sexism, and music industry politics, was just called overly sensitive. Chaka's voice dropped to a calm, strong tone that made the moment even heavier. Overly sensitive, Joy? Let me explain something. When you've survived what I've survived, when you've had to prove yourself over and over again, you learn exactly when someone is trying to belittle you. And that's what you've been doing since I sat down. Joy stammered. I really don't think that's fair. Chaka leaned forward, her voice steady and sharp. Fair is not starting an interview by implying someone's career is over. Fair is not acting like young people don't know me. Fair is not calling me feisty or overreacting. Fair is not telling me I'm too sensitive when I speak up. Joy searched for support from her co-hosts, but none of them wanted to rescue her. Joy weakly said, maybe we got off on the wrong foot. Chaka shook her head. No, Joy, we got off on the foot you chose. You started this with disrespect, and now you're shocked I'm not sitting here smiling about it. Joy tried to regain her confidence. Now wait just a minute, I don't have to sit here and be lectured by you. The studio became absolutely still. Joy had just tried to pull authority on the Queen of Funk. Chaka smiled slightly, the kind of smile that means trouble. Oh, but you do, because you started this. And I will never let someone make me small. Joy raised her voice. This is my show. Chaka didn't flinch. Your show? Let me tell you something about shows. I've headlined around the world. I've performed for crowds bigger than this entire studio. Don't confuse having a microphone with having power over me. Joy's mouth opened, but no sound came out. Chaka continued. Your show invited me. Your producers begged for me to come. Don't act like you're doing me a favor. I'm the favor. Whoopi desperately tried to cut in. Ladies, maybe we should take a breath. Chaka nodded respectfully at her. Whoopi, I respect you, but your colleague here started something she cannot finish. Joy tried to defend herself weakly. I've interviewed thousands of people. Chaka cut in. And how many left feeling respected? Because I doubt I'm the first person you've treated this way. I'm just the first one who won't stay silent about it. The tension was overwhelming. Joy, shaking, tried to shift topics again. Let's talk about your music. Chaka laughed deeply. After you spent all this time acting like my music doesn't matter. Respect doesn't work like that. Joy insisted. I never said that. Chaka replied. You didn't need to. Your attitude said everything. Joy's frustration reached its peak. I think you're hostile. Chaka replied coolly. Hostile? If I were hostile, trust me, you'd know. This is honesty. You're just not used to it. Joy stood halfway from her chair. I don't have to take this, Chaka calmly answered, but you will, because you created this mess. Joy tried again, voice shaking. I think we should end this interview. Chaka laughed again. Of course you want to end it now, now that you realize you picked the wrong legend to mess with. You don't get to start a fight and then try to walk away. Joy wanted to disappear. I just a broken bar. I don't think this is productive. Chaka leaned in one last time. What's not productive is inviting someone to your show just to insult them so you can feel important. What's not productive is pretending you're an expert on someone else's art. And what's really not productive is refusing to learn. Joy stared down at her desk, completely defeated. Chaka leaned back, totally composed. Now, you wanted to talk about my music earlier. My new project celebrates strength, resilience, and refusing to let anyone dim your light. Would you like to hear about it? Or are we still dealing with your bruised ego? Joy couldn't speak. Maybe a broken bar. Whoopi can continue. Whoopi jumped in instantly. Chaka, please tell us about your new project. Chaka turned warm and kind the second she spoke to Whoopi. Thank you, Whoopi. Now that is how an interview is done, nay, with respect and professionalism. Joy sat frozen, looking like she had survived a storm she never saw coming. The audience silently processed what they had just seen, not just a clash of personalities, but a complete, flawless dismantling of someone who thought they could talk down to a legend.